Welcome, everyone, to the third episode of Tales from the Tavern. I'm Dominic, and I'm here with our special guest, Paul Ritchey.
Hello.
How are you, Paul?
I'm just swell. Just swell. Hey, Dom, you did a couple tries at that intro. A couple of the times, I felt like I was hanging out with a guy that might have worked at Knights of the Round, at that old restaurant, at the old Knights of the Round
okay.
table.
I thought you meant the real Knights from the Round Table, from the Round Table.
You could have traveled through time. You could have been one of those guys. I think you were a medieval times man, though. I was picking that up from the way you were introducing it. It was great.
It is done!
It was beautiful. Oh, I love it.
That's what they say. That's what the guy says when they do the jousting games.
Oh, it's so good. And the falcon ear comes out. Oh, I want to go there now.
So cool. Well, hey, we should go again for some time.
Oh, we did go once, didn't we?
Yeah, we went one time. Last time I went, I got a barbecue rib thrown at me.
Did you really? Was I there?
No, you weren't there. This was in Southern California.
Oh, okay. Well, that makes sense.
Yeah, a dude was serving barbecue ribs, and one hit me right in the back.
Hey, that's the dangers of the medieval times, man. It's the risk you take when you go in there.
Yeah, man, we don't have any utensils.
Yeah, shit's flying everywhere.
It's slipping right out.
Hey, so I watched Army of Darkness, and I know you recently watched Army of Darkness too.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I just watched it just before Halloween.
Okay, so I haven't watched it in a while. That's an episode of this show. Right there.
Oh, Army of Darkness?
It is absolutely an episode of this show. And in fact, I saw a joke in there, which was a funny joke that we used in JonTron, and I don't think either of us realized it was from that, which was, I've got a bone to pick with you.
Oh, yeah. You know what? That had to be just, like, in our subconscious.
Yeah.
Because I've watched that movie so many times as a kid, and I just watched it as an adult for the first time the other day, just like you were saying, and the camera work is insane. Like, there's just something always happening. It's so busy.
As I was watching it, I was like, you could show this to, like, a youngish kid, you know, like a 10, 12, 11-year-old, if they were, like, cool, you know, like, to watch that. They're not going to cry.
You know, kids who aren't going to just start crying.
Kids who aren't going to be giant wusses about the whole thing, you know?
Just going to cry because they don't understand something.
They don't understand it. But it has a lot of great jokes and I think a lot of the tone and tempo is very modern. It's, like, way ahead of its time.
It is. It's very fast, and the snap zooms, that montage of snap zooms when they're building
the
this new hand,
yeah,
it's just like non-stop. It's so much fun.
It's an Edgar Wright, like, probably got a lot of his influence from those types of, like, moves, like that he did in Evil Dead as well. He did stuff like that. But his is a lot slower and way longer. Like, it goes on for like a whole minute, and you're like, okay, you're still building this thing. All right. But it's awesome because it's shot and it's beautiful and it's shot really well and it's really cool. So you're okay with it going for a full minute. And you know what else you love doing in that movie? Sticking things to the front of the camera and then just moving that camera around. Like with the arrow.
Yeah.
I love when he shoots the arrow and he, like, shoots it at the guy and it goes like, and it's just, like, attached to the front of the camera, like the speeder bike in Star Wars, and you just move the camera so it gives you that cool, like, motion effect, you know?
Uh-huh.
Super cool. Real ingenious.
And he uses that throughout. I think he uses that in Spider-Man 2 as well, with Doc Ock's arms and such.
Yep, exactly, yep.
What I really took from this viewing is that the script, you do not know where the story is going, right?
Uh-huh.
You know that he's got to go get this book because he's got to go back, but he leaves and then he comes upon a windmill and this insane cartoon sequence occurs.
Dude, it's Looney Tunes. It's literally Looney Tunes.
Absolutely.
It's fantastic. I love the scene, too, right after that, where he goes to the graveyard and he's got to pick up the book. And he picks up the wrong book the first time, and then he's looking at the two books, and, like, he's having, like, that cartoon moment where he's like, he's, like, looking at either one. He's like, you almost got me, book, you know?
Yeah, it's so great. If you haven't seen Army of Darkness in a long time, do yourself a favor and watch that movie. It's so great. Hey, we made a show together, didn't we, Paul?
We did. We've made a couple shows, but the one that everyone knows us for better or worse, is Continue. It's a YouTube show. We play video games, and we make jokes about them, and we have a good time together.
It's what people would consider a Let's Play nowadays, huh?
Yeah, we did it way before that, though. We made that show so that we didn't have to make other shows. We were like, we want an excuse to go sit, because we had a studio space at the place that we worked.
Yeah, we worked at this place called Gamer Vision.
Yeah, and we were like, let's find a way to go into that room, close the doors, and scream a lot. And then we did that.
and have that be work.
And have that
we
be work.
figured it out, man. We made that show. 5 years later, you're still doing it. It's got a bunch of subscribers, a bunch of people on there watching you play video games, and now we're in a tavern here. Where are we?
We're in a tavern. We're in the land of, and I'm going to admit, I catered this to you, the land of Everfall, where it is always fall. There's beautiful giant red leaves and gold leaves fluttering down around us. And it's crisp and cool out, and everything smells like apples for some reason. And it's fantastic. And we're at the Green Acorn. It's a little tavern, literally a little tavern. It's for mice and squirrels, and we're not actually in it. We're sitting beside it on like a hill, and there's a serving woman that's a little rat serving woman that's coming out, and she's dumping thimblefuls of cider into like a washing basin for you right now, because that's the largest container they could get for you.
That sounds wonderful. I'm so happy you brought me to the Green Acorn.
It's an adorable time, I gotta admit.
Yeah, it's pretty adorable. It sounds like a crunchy old time out in that Everfall world.
Oh yeah, man! You can hear it's crunching everywhere. There's little birds fluttering between the trees. Hey, but we don't know what they're saying about us. I think they might be talking shit on us.
Birds are usually talking crap if you hear them.
Birds are always
away.
talking
They're
crap.
talking about you.
Yeah, they're just sitting up in their trees, just judging away.
They'd be like, I'm going to go poop on that fool.
I can. He can't do anything about it. I'll fly away.
I'll just fly right out of here. Hey, it sounds like it might be hard to be a rogue in Everfall. Because, like, if you're sneaking around, you know?
Oh, yeah. You got to do the old Native American trick, which doesn't exist in Everfall, but we know it because we're Outlanders, where you step heel to toe. You got to go heel toe. But even then, you're gonna crunch. Things are crunching.
You're gonna crunch. Would you say that this tavern is for rogues? Do rogues come here? The Green Acorn.
It's a farming village. They mostly farm rocks. They just grow into more rock. Like they're just rocks. They stay like that.
They grow rocks out of the ground.
So they plant them and they expect something to happen, but nothing happens, which explains why you always see small woodland animals collecting things for the winter, because they expect these rocks to grow into food, and they never do. So they fucking rush around for a couple months, and we're like, shit, it didn't work again. Now we got to go get some food, and they run around and they do all that.
But they keep doing the rocks. They never learn.
They're dumb.
That's
they're dumb
pretty
little animals.
Adorably dumb.
Hey, look. Do you see this inn we're sitting next to? They can do that. If they can pull that off, they're all right.
This is a nice inn. It's run well, I have to admit.
Yeah. Besides the rock farm, you know.
The rock farm is cute. I like the rock farm.
Yeah, I mean, I like it too. I'll give it to them. They're all right. They're all right people.
They're all right here in Everfall. Yeah. What would you say is the best drink to get here at the Green Acorn?
Best drink. I'm gonna say, like I said, we're drinking a cider here. I think they know they're very they're an agrarian people. Not that they can't grow things. Obviously, they're not that kind of agrarian, but they do enjoy pulling things out of trees. So they can pull a pear, they can pull an apple, and they can mash it up and make it into something delicious. So a cider, a good cider.
All right. Hey, okay, I like a good cider. Well, Paul, our prompts this week are centaurs and runes, suggested by Luke Noodles and Alex M. What do you say we get into the world of Everfall? I want to hear your story about centaurs and runes. What do you say?
Let's dive right in. All right, Dom, are you ready for my tale of centaurs and runes?
I am ready. Let's hear it.
All right, are you ready for Scent of a Centaur?
Scent of a Centaur.
Scent of a Centaur, or, as it's also known, just Centaur, but Scentaur.
Smells wonderful.
Hey, man, I told you, Everfall smells great, so, even the centaurs smell good here. It's great. It's a great place. All right, ready? The wind howled and whipped through the misty graveyard as Petra Plainstrider crept between the cracking and crumbling headstones. She slowly navigated the moonlit ground, placing her cloven centaur hooves carefully so as not to trip, and observing the headstones as she passed them. One read, "Here lies old bones. Just a pile of bones I became best friends with. Never really know who the bones belonged to, but those bones were the best damn friend a guy could ask for."
That's a sounds so wonderful. That guy sounded like a real companion.
I know. He said, hey, the guy who possessed the bones did, and the bones were a great friend. My only question is, when did he decide to bury the bones? When was he like, all right, enough's enough. The bones got to get buried.
Yeah, all right, this guy's dead. Was it like Lars and the Real Girl?
Yeah,
or?
he like grew beyond those bones as a person.
We're getting right into it.
I'm glad we could take that little meandering jaunt right there. One paragraph.
Stop by that old Ryan Gosling mustached vehicle.
Oh, okay. Petra spied a hooded figure standing beside a mausoleum with 2 butt-naked orcs standing sentry on top, their butt cheeks frozen in a state of perfect flex. She knew nothing about the man she was meeting, but she knew one thing. He could pick a secluded meet-up location with style. She approached the man and he lifted his lantern, illuminating the craggy, scarred skin of his face. "You have brought what I require?" said the scarred man. "I have," said Petra. She pulled a satchel from around her torso. The bag shook and let loose a muffled scream. She put her hand into the satchel and lifted out a small, gagged scarab. His shiny gold carapace was covered in green, glowing runes. "A rune beetle from the east. I trust this will suffice. I have suffered greatly to bring this here." The beetle's eyes widened as she handed him to the scarred man, and let out a violent scream as the man removed the gag from his mandibles. "No, please! I haven't done anything! Just please let me go! I have a wife and kids! I'm not just a plot device!" The scarred man drug a twisted dagger across the beetle's throat. He lifted the dying bug's carapace over a jar and watched as all of the creature's milky white blood emptied out. The side of the jar had a label on it that said, "Face lotion."
Oh, what?
Petra looked at them.
These guys are evil.
That's an evil guy.
These guys are super evil. That's super telling.
Hey, you don't know what Hey, this could be all happening for a very good reason, and hey, maybe you'll find out.
Okay.
Petra looked at the man confused. "So, have you ever thought of, maybe switching the kind of lotion you use?" The man looked up with a sudden jerk, causing his head to fall back to reveal an even grosser, more scarred and desiccated part of his skull. "Why do you ask?" His skin straight up looked like if Freddy Krueger and Emperor Palpatine had a baby. And then that baby grew up and had a baby with Jason Voorhees. And then that baby had grown up and had a baby with a pile of trash.
Oh.
Just wondering, said Petra. The man adjusted his hood back over his head. "Your offering is satisfactory. For this I present you Death's Wing." He handed her a long, slender bow carved of deep, blood-red wood. The string, a single strand of hair from a black unicorn, seemed to absorb the light into its blackness. "Simply knock and point, and your shot shall land true." Petra held the bow up to the moonlight, and an inscription began to glow dimly on the side. She read it out loud. "Chickadee China, the Chinese chicken. You have a drumstick, and your brain stops ticking." She looked up from the bow. "Never have I encountered words of such beauty and truth." The hooded man nodded his head. "Yes, quite a mysterious and cryptic phrase, yet suffused with incredible power and meaning. Now I must go and apply this lotion." Petra looked up from the bow. "You're going to go rub that on your junk, right?" The man took a sniff of the jar and then screwed the lid back on. "Oh, yes, absolutely. Good night." He turned and with a swipe of his robe, he disappeared. Petra strapped the bow to her back and cantered out of the graveyard. We have a break. The slow, epic, instrumental part of Master of Puppets begins to play. Now, we must travel back in time. You see, Petra's family had been slaughtered in a vicious rat man attack while they tended their family farm. She had been young, maybe 9 or 10 seasons old. She hid within the tall, unharvested strands of wheat, watching as her father, mother, and siblings had all fallen to the rusty swords and notched axes of the rat man horde. She was the only survivor. She spent months camping in the forest that bordered the old farm, watching as the rat men established a small commune. There had been much turmoil, strife, and bickering over how to divide the spoils and establish the power structure of the newfound Ratman society. Petra waited, expectant of the moment when infighting and mayhem would overtake the Ratman and weaken them. She laughed, knowing that the baser instincts of the Ratmen would lead them to internal squabbles and full-scale riots. Then, and only then, would she strike and take her revenge. But cooler heads prevailed, and the Ratman overcame their differences and established a well-functioning society that cared for the poor, the sick, the elderly, and the unfortunate. And so Petra waited. She watched as the Ratmen discovered the magic of genetically modifying their produce to generate greater yields and hardier crops. She laughed, knowing that soon the Ratmen would grow fat and disease-ridden from playing God and trifling with matters beyond their understanding. Then, and only then, would she strike and take her revenge. But it turned out that the GMOs were not as harmful as the Ratmen media had portrayed them to be. Through moderation, careful dietary planning, and a mayoral-mandated childhood fitness program, the Ratmen Society grew into a healthy, mange-free society of alpha rats.
Oh.
Yeah, very nice for them.
Yeah,
Still,
not so bad.
Still, Petra waited. She watched as the now peaceful and healthy Ratmen established a free market society where the average rat could vote with their golden rat bucks. She laughed, knowing that soon greed would run rampant, and an ever-powerful but exclusive oligarchy would establish itself and ensnare the populace through wage slavery. Soon the populace would grow angry and riotous, and a popular uprising would be made possible. Then, and only then, would she strike and take her revenge. And, well, shit, that actually did happen. But what Petra didn't count on was for the Ratmen oligarchy to purchase guns from the Dark Dwarves and establish private military corporations, and then go on to dull the minds of the lesser rats with alcohol and recreational blood sport events like Cheeseball.
Oh, Cheeseball.
Cheeseball. Cheeseball gets them every time, man.
Oh, they can't say no to that.
Dude, it's two things they love, balls and cheese. It's perfect.
It's perfect.
Petra could wait no longer, but she could also not strike. She would have to build her power externally and take her vengeance upon the Ratmen by force. Now we're back to the real aggressive, down-picking heavy part of Master of Puppets. Petra was leading a band of sand warrior mercenaries through some old ruins, and they were myrtleizing the shit out of some bloodthirsty orcs who had just arrived at the same time as them to pillage a tomb of a former magical carpet magnate. You could tell Petra had become a cold and detached because she was slicing dudes' guts open with her badass jeweled scimitar, and then she just wiped the blood off without betraying any emotion, and continued killing more dudes like she didn't give a frick about taking another sentient being's life.
Oh.
Petra's life centered around murdering and pillaging for money in an attempt to accrue power, which spiraled into drug use as she realized she had sunk as low as the creatures she had sworn vengeance upon. She'd spend most nights in opium dens, and yeah, you're probably starting to wonder, hey, is she even in control anymore? Or is the drug in control of her? Holy shit, Master of Puppets is the perfect song to portray her downward spiral. And she would have lost herself if she hadn't stumbled upon Turnip, the friendly pumpkin man who nursed her through the long and arduous withdrawal from opium addiction and also taught her how to dance the Cotton Eye Joe, a line dance, which, if this were a movie, would be both a heartwarming and laugh-a-minute scene.
Oh, yes, it would be. What is the pumpkin man's name again?
His name's Turnip.
Turnip.
He's a good guy. He taught her how to line dance, and he got her over opium. It's great.
Everfall is a magical place.
Isn't it truly? Hey, he wasn't grown by no mice. I'll tell you that much.
Oh, well, definitely not. He's not a rock.
No, he's no rock. He's no rock farm. No rock farm pumpkin there.
No rock farm son, that's what he says. I ain't no rock farm son.
I ain't no rock farm son. It was on a peaceful archaeological excursion that she and Turnip had discovered the mythical rune beetle, which, legend told, could be traded in the right markets for relics of incredible power. Turnip and Petra fought throughout the entire night. Turnip tried in vain to convince Petra that she was letting her anger and repressed emotions lead her directly back into the path of self-destruction that she had only recently escaped. The argument itself spiraled out of control, and Petra walked out in frustration. The next morning she returned to find her room ransacked. The beds were overturned, trunks torn asunder, and clothes scattered recklessly about. But the sight that sunk Petra to her knees was the body of Turnip, splayed out in the center of the floor. He had been decapitated, his head placed on top of his viney body. A note nailed into it. It read, "We know what you have," and was marked with the sigil of the Ratmen. Petra was numb, rocking back and forth, tears streaming from her eyes, with Turnip's head between her arms. She leaned in and whispered, "Where did you come from? Where did you go? Where did you come from, Cotton Eye Joe?" We have another break. We cut back, and the opening chords of Raining Blood begin to play. The double bass kicks in. Petra rode to the top of a hill, overlooking the Ratman city, which rested upon the land that once contained her family's farm. An army was at her back, flying banners with the pumpkin head sigil emblazoned on the field of flames. She carried a banner in one hand, Deathwing raised above her head in another. She galloped back and forth before her troops and shouted, "Brothers and sisters, I will not sugarcoat this. This forthcoming battle will be bad. You all stand a very high probability of dying." Petra surveyed the ranks of her armies. "You, what is your name?" Petra pointed at a small squirrel in full plate mail standing at the front of her vanguard. He held a pike that was 4 times as tall as him. "Nelson," he responded with a squeak. Petra nodded. "Take Nelson here. He stands as good a chance as anyone of dying. Maybe more because he is small and he could be crushed rather easily. It's going to be batshit insane out there. Just spears, swords, heavy objects flying everywhere. A genuine obstacle course of death." Petra trotted off, leaving the diminutive mouse chattering in his heavy armor. But if you should survive the numbers game, there is an entire city to plunder beyond those gates. Banks, shops, homes, all brimming with valuables and foods and booze. And hey, you're all adults. I'm not going to babysit you. It'll be like supermarket sweep up in there. Go nuts. Petra's army erupted in a bloodthirsty cheer. She raised Deathwing to the sky, galloped back and forth across the vanguard's front line. So I ask of you, follow me to your possible death for tons of free shit. With me! With me! And with that, Petra rode forward toward the ranks of the Ratman horde. Her mercenary army roared in on a wave of adrenaline and met a host of Ratmen in pitched battle. The Ratmen city burned within the hour. But Petra had learned of mercy and redemption from her experiences with Turnip, and because of this, she did not put every Ratman to the sword as she had dreamed and fantasized for much of her life. No, Petra integrated herself into their society, and together they built a new home. She even took a Ratman for her husband, and together they had many children, permanently cementing the peace between the once warring races. A peace that lasted a lifetime. Petra's oldest son sat at the side of her deathbed, holding his mother's hand. She had just passed, and he watched as a smile broadened across her face, and the room had illuminated as she released her mortal coil. Her head advisor and closest friend, a pumpkin man named Pumpkin Man, approached and placed his hand on her son's shoulder. Turnip 2, your mother was a great woman, both wise and courageous. You should be proud to carry on her line. Turnip 2 looked up at him, a single tear on his cheek. I am proud, Pumpkin Man. I am very proud. He looked at his mother once more. She'd said something right before she died. I'm not sure I understand it. What is it, my boy? It was Chickadee China, the Chinese chicken. You have a drumstick, and your brain stops ticking. Turnip 2 sniffled and wiped a tear from his face. I'm not sure what it means, but it sounded so beautiful. I shall remember her by those words. Forever. The end.
Oh, man, that was a lifetime.
That was a full life.
Yeah, that was one full fantasy life that we heard.
Mm-hmm.
Petra,
almost from beginning to end there.
Almost from beginning to end. From beginning to where it mattered, to the end.
The end. Hey,
and
she
I
truly
gotta say, man,
truly was a centaur.
It truly was the scent of a centaur in here. I mean, if you couldn't smell her bravery and vengeance,
her bloodlust, yeah, it's great.
But she came too. She learned her lesson.
Mm-hmm. She had with a little help from her friends,
with a little death from her friend. Turnip.
Poor Turnip. Hey, but he lived on in Turnip too. Her son.
Oh, her son Turnip 2, the Ratman centaur.
Yeah. The Ratman.
What is that? What did the kids look like exactly?
I tried to picture that in my head, and it was just too disgusting. So I didn't want to think about them.
You got to leave that up to the audience sometimes.
Yeah. Hey, the audience. Hey, you want to draw up a centaur Ratman? It'd be interesting to see what that looks like.
Tweet it at Paul Ritchey on Twitter. Okay, Paul, my story of centaurs and runes is called The Hot Bods of Hoof Dog.
Hoof Dog?
Hoof Dog.
Oh, I want to learn about Hoof Dog. Go.
That's DAWG.
Oh,
okay.
I do.
It was a cool fall evening in Orkspire, and in the autumn grove of Hoof Dog, his centaur clan was celebrating the fall equinox by making as much merry as possible. This year, the equinox just so happened to fall upon Torn Up Tuesday, the weekly centaur workout party. Merry was being making, and muscles were being taken to the next level.
I was so confused for a moment.
And so, it was a rowdy night. What a Man by Salt and Pepper was being played on a wooden flute.
That's the only song that could be playing.
Woodland life, shouted a centaur, cheering on his main man, Ozthorn, as he curled awesome colored rocks. Ozthorn's hair was long and black with a short beard. He was a ripped pinto centaur, and he had been curling these rocks for the past hour. He began to struggle mid-rep. He gritted his teeth and looked at the rock's awesome color, which reminded him of the time he bought the rocks from a homeless gnome who was painting them on the side of the road. This gave him the power that he needed to finish the rep. Osthorn dropped the rocks, then high-fived the other centaur, whose name was DCX, which stood for Dark Centaur X.
Yo, is he gonna rap? I want to hear him rap.
He does. I will spoil. He doesn't rap in this story.
He does rap, though. I know he does.
But he does. He will.
Yeah.
Then DCX gave Osthorn a congratulatory kiss on the cheek because there were no masculine boundaries in Orkspire.
All right.
And sometimes you just gotta kiss a good-looking man.
Hell yeah, man.
Especially when that song's playing, you're like, oh my god, my hot friend just got done this hot set. Oh,
what a man. What a man in front of me.
What a man indeed. Mwah. Osthorn and DCX were bros, and being a bro meant you were in the band, bro. The band of centaurs. The bros of Hoofdog. The solid dudes who never lose. The Muscle Brothers. The OG Muscle Brothers. The playful sack of funny friends. Hoofdog's disciples. The Wine Boys.
Yeah.
And the 12 BC, which stood for 12 Bad Centaurs. Hoofdog was the solidest of bros, but one day, Hoofdog got old and died because life's just kind of like that, man. One day you're number one, the next day you're number done.
Hey.
Because you died.
Hey, that's the goddamn truth.
There's an old saying in Orkspire. As time went on without Hoofdog, the parties got wilder and wilder. Just across the grove was Pythonius, the buffest and oldest centaur in the clan. He had grayish-brown long hair and a beard, with an eye patch over his left eye, so you know he was tough. Pythonius dropped the huge rocks he was curling and started roughhousing with his boys because he was amped. Real punches started getting tossed around, which caused Osthorn to call out, "Hey, you guys be careful over there." Pythonius got all up in Osthorn's face for, no reason.
Hey, man, you don't stop a roughhouse, all right?
"Don't tell me to be careful, bro," said Pythonius. "You think you're all nice and stuff, but you stink." "Whoa, my boy smells wonderful," said DCX. Pythonius threw some hay in DCX's face.
Oh,
a real-ass fight broke out. "Whoa," shouted Osthorn, breaking up the fight. "This is between us, Pythonius. If you have a problem with me, we can settle this in Poust." Poust was short for punch jousting, which is exactly what it sounds like. "You got it," replied Pythonius. "I'ma pounce your ass so hard. Also, you smell awful." "Yo, he smells like a cloud," yelled DCX. Pythonius threw some wine at DCX's face. Another real-ass fight broke out.
Yo, a cloud smells mad nice. If there were a cloud candle, I would light that shit.
I would put cloud oils all over myself so I smell good.
Yo, DCX is a boy.
Yo, he is the Dark Centaur. After the second fight was broken up, the centaurs moved to the Druid Circle located within the grove. Giant rocks were arranged in a circle with runes carved into them. Pythonius came to the center of the Druid ring as a centaur played his music on a wooden flute. "I'm just a centaur boy."
Yeah.
"Centaur boy." "I'm not your boy." The centaur played some dueling music on his flute as Pythonius and Osthorn charged at each other. "For Hoofdog!" shouted Pythonius as he swung at Osthorn's face. The Pinto centaur ducked and countered with a jab to Pythonius's left tit.
Damn.
"You're lucky my body's so swollen that I didn't even feel that," said Pythonius, turning around to charge once more. "We don't have to do this," said Osthorn. "Think about how stupid fighting is." Pythonius wasn't listening.
He's dropping the hard truths on him, man.
Yeah, man, you gotta think about that, man.
Before you do it, think about it.
Think about it. Pythonius wasn't listening. He had already begun to charge back at Osthorn once again, fists cocked. Osthorn charged back, but was hit square in the nose by a mighty poust from Pythonius. The crowd collectively yelled, "Oh, shit!" Osthorn's nose was broken and bleeding. This pissed him off. He put up his dukes and prepared to pounce again when suddenly horns blared around the druid circle. This confused the centaur, and one of them got spooked. Goblins riding wargs emerged from the forest, spinning nets above their heads. "Bad guys!" shouted the flute-playing centaur, throwing his flute on the ground.
Oh, no, that's his flute. He needs that.
I know!
That's how I identify who he is.
It's his real name, by the way. Flute-playing centaur.
Flute-playing centaur.
Nets were thrown over the brothers, capturing them. Goblins wielding spears pinned the Brosifs down. On the biggest warg was the most beautiful goblin any of the centaur had ever seen, with a strong jaw, dimples in his cheeks, and long blonde hair.
I thought it was going to be a woman.
Wait, say that again?
I thought it was going to be a woman.
Oh, well, that's the thing.
Hey,
he's so gorgeous.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
You think he's as beautiful as a woman. But
Right.
his name was Gregory. Gregory Gorgeous.
Yo, I'd date him.
You'd get one look at him. You would probably date him. "You centaur should be honored," shouted Gregory. "I find you all gorgeous, and so you've all been chosen to be my royal steeds." His beauty was his power. Gregory was able to charm any goblin into working for him, though he only rode with the most beautiful warriors. "You shall live in beautiful meadows and feed on lush golden hay while serving me," continued Gregory as he paced around the circle, inspecting each centaur. Just then, the moon set over the druid circle as the runes carved into the rocks began to glow white, as did Osthorn's eyes. He tore the net covering him open like a Hulkamania t-shirt as this song played. "You are the chosen bro. I don't even know. I don't even fucking know why."
It's beautiful.
"Seize the hot glowing one!" shouted the most beautiful goblin from his warg. Goblins wielding spears surrounded Osthorn, but this just pissed him off. He kicked up a nearby rock, caught it midair, and squeezed it. Electricity pulsed around his fists. Then he threw a lightning rock right through the goblin, who was shocked to a crisp and died.
Oh my god.
"My stars, he's gorgeous," said Gregory as he watched Osthorn throw more electric rocks through goblins. "Stop! Cease this fighting, centaur who has now been chosen to be my personal steed," shouted Gregory. Osthorn held an electric rock as he turned to the head goblin.
No, not Gregory.
"Not cool, bro," said the centaur as he threw an electric rock right at him. Gregory just dodged it,
thank God.
singeing the edge of his hair. Gregory looked at his burnt hair in disbelief. "I am wounded," he shouted to his followers. "Retreat! Retreat, my gorgeous goblins!" He continued shouting as he ran off into the woods. What was left of the goblins followed, with Osthorn throwing electric rocks after that.
Yo, don't fuck with that centaur, man. Holy shit.
Dude, he's got electric rocks.
Jesus. Rocks are bad enough. To
I know.
electrify him?
I get hit with a regular rock, I'd be pissed off. Or dead. Osthorn freed his brothers from their temporary imprisonment when suddenly lightning struck the center of the druid circle. When the smoke cleared, standing before them was a shirtless man in a purple hooded robe, with a staff in one hand and a sword in the other. He had long, curly blonde hair that looked downright majestic, with a hunky 5 o'clock shadow. His bod was ripped as well. The centaurs all gave him props.
Was he just standing there with like a fucking open purple robe and his just bod just hanging out?
Like he's just kind of standing there with his sword and staff and his like hot bod like perfectly shadowed by the moonlight.
Yeah, twinkling in the light.
Yeah, there was some stardust falling off it.
Yeah, man, he's oiled.
We'll add that. Yeah. Osthorn, you are the chosen bro, spoke the man. You are just the solidest dude, and now you must lead the 12 BC. Who are you? Asked the chosen bro. My name is Rick Allclass. I am a powerful wizard, rogue, druid, warrior, magician, etc., etc. Some call me the Walker of Orkspire, but I usually fly. So this isn't a great name for me, but it is mine. Osthorn, you now have the power of electric rocks.
Oh,
you must
shit.
use this power to protect all that is good in this world.
Oh my god.
Rick put his dragon-shaped wooden pipe up to his lip and took a toke of that old Toby.
Oh, yeah.
Then he clanged his sword and staff together, making a sword staff, and flew the fuck out of there.
Did he fly out on the sword staff?
Maybe. Maybe. People aren't really sure. People say both ways.
That's just awesome enough.
It was just one of those mythical moments. Whatever the chosen bro asks, said Pythonius as the camera dollied around Osthorn to reveal him, shall be my duty.
Yes!
Stand, brother, said the chosen bro as he walked to Pythonius and gave him a big hug and a kiss. All the centaur clapped and stomped their hooves. I will lead us to protect these lands, said the chosen bro. But tonight we party because it's still the fall equinox, baby. Then he dropped down and took a wicked rip from a stump bong. All the centaur cheered. The end.
Oh my god. There's just a fucking primed bong stump just ready at all times.
Oh yeah, dude, it was loaded with the oldest of Toby.
The Toby just grows up in it. You just have to light it and it just regrows in there.
Yeah, dude, it's kind of magical because that's how my land is.
Yo, I love that he can throw lightning rocks from now on whenever he wants.
Yeah, dude, he's the chosen bro. His eyes glows and he can throw lightning rocks. Electric rocks. So, Paul, I have to ask you, Petra seems to have a few pumpkin men in her life.
Uh-huh, yeah.
Would you say that there are, like, villages of pumpkin men in Neverlook?
Oh, for sure. Yeah, there's a whole society of them.
Oh, really? Oh, wow.
Oh, yeah.
Is there, like, a mayor or a number one pumpkin man?
There's a king pumpkin. Yeah, there's definitely a king pumpkin.
Oh, there's a king pumpkin?
Yeah, man, and he doesn't have a crown. They just they carve his head into a crown.
Oh, okay. Well, that's cool. I'm sure he's cool with it.
It's very painful for him. But he's the king, so he's got to do it. Someone's got to do it.
Hey, man, it's good to be the king, but
It's good.
I wouldn't want to be the king.
I don't want that carved head.
I don't want that crown of pain.
A crown of thorns, literal crown of
Literal
thorns upon
crown
you.
of thorns.
It's funny because in last week's episode, Tim did a story about pumpkin people, and I had actually started my story and had a pumpkin man in it.
Oh.
And I heard that, and I was like, oh, man, no way, that sucks, he did it. But then he did a whole evil town, so I was like, okay, I'll have the good pumpkin people.
Yeah, you kind of took it your own direction. I'm glad you kept it. I'm glad you didn't cut it, because you had the idea. You just both had good ideas.
Yeah, and hey, Turnip lives.
Turnip lives through the memories of people. It's like that Star Trek episode where he gets the flute. Have you seen that one yet?
No, I have not seen that one.
Oh my gosh. Paul, you haven't seen too much of Star Trek.
No, I gotta watch some more of it. I always sit down. You've given me a couple episodes to watch, and I have to sit down and watch those ones.
That's a good one. The flute one's a good one.
The flute one? Okay. Hey,
Yeah.
I had a question about your story. Does Osthorn have to carry rocks around with him forever now because he's got lightning rock power?
Yeah, so, I mean, I would imagine that he would, because the story has not been told yet, but I would imagine that he would keep, like, a sling or, like, a satchel of rocks around his upper body at all times.
Damn.
So that he can just pull them out, catch one on electricity,
Yeah.
and throw it.
Power it up.
Catch one on lightning. I was out taking a walk and I got caught on lightning because I got hit by an electric rod.
Hey, that sounds like how a guy that got hit by lightning would explain the thing.
As he gets hit by lightning for the second time.
Oh, shit.
That's so strange.
That you get hit twice?
If you are hit by lightning, your chances of being hit are increased, aren't they?
Yeah, because your brain gets catched on lightning, right?
Yeah, it gets caught on lightning, man. I've been living on lightning my whole life.
Oh, shit.
I'm Frankenstein. Everfall seems like a magical, mystical place that I wish I could go visit, because not only does it have pumpkin people, but you also have little critters living their lives, talking and being warriors for armies and such.
Mm-hmm. Dude, they'll fight for the right cause, and they fought for Petra.
Did Nelson survive, the squirrel?
Nelson the squirrel? You know, I thought about that. Yeah, he survived. Yeah, he did. And he went nuts. He was like blood thirsty when he was in there.
Wow.
Yeah, he turned. He had to actually be chained up after a while. He went buck.
Is that how Everfall deals with PTSD?
Well, he just had to
chain you up.
Yeah, chain you up until the PTSD goes out of you. At least eventually.
You yell it out.
Yeah.
Are there any other kind of fall creatures or things that are living within Everfall? And you don't have to answer that now. If you want to keep it a secret, keep it a secret. But I just had to ask. I loved Everfall so much.
There are the turkeys fly there, and
Whoa,
they're massive and they have giant talons.
Oh, that's frightening.
They're very frightening. But if you kill one, you can eat for like a month off of that carcass.
Oh yeah, you know I would eat after Thanksgiving sandwiches for a month.
Oh yeah.
I'm trying to just have that be my life.
I'm just trying to eat that all. I'm just trying to cook a turkey every day and then have all the turkey leftovers I want.
You know, that sounds frightening, but I would take it due to the fact that I could have a big old turkey feast.
Hey man, no risk, no reward, right?
Yeah, you're right. You're absolutely right.
My story didn't actually it took place in Everfall, but the rat men aren't like your. So there's a world of small creatures like the mice, and there's regular rats, but then there's the rat men, which are human-sized rats.
Oh yes.
So those were totally different. Those are the bloodthirsty ones. The regular rats are cool. They're down to hang.
Yeah, they seem like chill guys. I mean, the waiter we got going on here seems like a nice person.
Yeah, they're bringing you your cider slowly. It takes them a very long time to serve us, but you know, well, I don't know. I'm not gonna. We're here for the stories. We're passing some time. It's like an Italian dinner, you know? You're taking your time with it.
Paul, I just got to say, man, thanks for taking us by the Green Acorn. I had a wonderful time.
Hey, it was my pleasure.
I can't wait to come back to Everfall, man.
Oh, there are many stories lined up there.
Before we go, Paul, we made something recently together. We wrote something together, didn't we?
We did. So if you like listening to our stories, you might like the show that we made for Disney XD called Spooky Squad.
Yes, we made a show called Spooky Squad, which is, well, if you've seen Are You Afraid of the Dark or Goosebumps, the TV shows, you'll identify what Spooky Squad is immediately.
Yes.
It's one of those.
Yeah, it's one of them.
It's a comedy. It's funny. It's a fun time. We wrote a story about a boy who steps into a Bigfoot footprint and turns into a Bigfoot.
That does karate.
And well, spoiler alert, he does karate.
He does karate.
He's gonna do karate. Where can people find Spooky Squad, Paul?
They can find it on the Continue channel, which we were talking about earlier. It's youtube.com/continue show, and they can find it there. It's a pretty recent video. It should be up top, and it'll be we have a playlist called Films We Made. It'll be in there as well.
If you just do a Google search of Spooky Squad, it will come up, but the first result will be a League of Legends video.
Probably should have done some SEO checking before we did that.
As Paul said, if you enjoyed Paul's story, if you enjoyed my story, we wrote that together, so it's pretty good in between.
Yeah, it's got all the hallmarks of us writing.
Guys, Tales from the Tavern is now on Twitter and Facebook. You can find us on Twitter at TFTTpod and on Facebook at facebook.com/TFTTpod. Gonna use all the same ones, all the same name. Tales from the Tavern is also now on iTunes. If you do a search in iTunes for Tales from the Tavern, it'll come up. Go ahead and subscribe if you want to get new episodes right in iTunes. And if you want to help out the show, go ahead and leave an iTunes review. Let us know what you think. I've got a review here I'm going to read by Lank Lady Lumps. It's called Pull Up a Chair and Prepare Your Butts. They write, "This is a great way to get digestible fantasy comedy stories. As long as the guests keep bringing the fun tales and Dom keeps rocking the tavern, I'll be listening." Thank you, Lanky Lady Lumps, for leaving that review.
Lanky Lady Lumps.
Paul, you had a review you wanted to read?
I got one. It's from Mr. Birchman. And it says, Mr. Birchman, it sounds like a teacher. I don't know if I like it.
It sounds like a woodshop teacher, and I already hold him in high regard.
Yeah, he's got his qualifications are met. I'm like, that guy knows his wood. It's in his name.
He's Birch.
He's a man
especially.
of birch. He's a man of birch. He says, fantasy tales for the ages. If you like fantasy and humor, there's no reason to not listen to this podcast.
Whoa, that was a wonderful review.
A wonderful review with a crazy double negative in it that ended up being good. It came out in our favor.
Yeah, well, that's the great thing about double negatives is that you start off and you're like, the person's like, okay, a negative. And then they say, oh, wait, a second negative. Oh, it's a nice thing.
Yeah, it's beautiful. It's great when you can pull it off. And Mr. Birchman did. Hey, knows his wood, knows his double negatives. I like this guy.
He knows his podcast, too. He picked this one. Thank you for listening, and thank you all for listening. Thank you, Paul, for introducing us to Everfall.
Absolutely.
I can't wait to go back, man.
Yeah, I'm excited to take you guys there. And hey, there's no saying that we won't drop in on Petra at some other point in our life, or even Turnip. Maybe we'll see Turnip.
Oh, man. Oh, my gosh. Or Nelson.
Or
Come
Nelson.
on.
Nelson
My
spinoff.
Oh, ooh, I can't wait to get that Nelson spinoff. And before we go, Paul, how do people in Everfall say goodbye to one another?
They say, a toodaloo.
A toodaloo? That's what they say?
Mm-hmm, that's what they say, a toodaloo.
Is that what Petra said on her deathbed right before she died after she said the Chinese chicken thing?
Yeah, she might have whispered that under her breath. I don't think Turnip 2 heard that.
Toodaloo.
A toodaloo. Pumpkin man.
Pumpkin man. Did she just say attitude?
Did she say that I have an attitude about her dying?
Because I don't. Oh, no. Is that what she thought before she died?
Oh, did I make her last moment horrible? Oh, man.
Oh, no. I'm terrible. Thanks, everyone, for listening. Toodaloo. We'll see you next week.
A toodaloo.